Welcome everyone to today's daily market recap. Today is 14th of October 2024 and it's Monday. So I would like to remind everyone that Monday are usually accumulation days and I do not expect any large expansion on Mondays. And that is why my primary focus is on 5-minute chart and I do not look much into the 15-minute charts to form trade ideas. So again, I look into these concepts which I have highlighted in the box, which is the previous day high, previous day low. I look at the candle formation, which is the open high low close and open low high close. I focus on the concept of power of three. I look into the times as well, that is the opening times, the daily market open, midnight open, etc. I also look into the fair value gaps, SMT, and I use standard deviation to mark profit targets. So we saw that we are moving above the swing high. So let's start with like the previous swing high, which we had marked here, and we did close above this previous swing high last week. So that's a confirmed bullish move. Now my idea is to see the candle or this week's candle close above this swing high. Now if it does that, then we would potentially invert this weekly CB as well. So that would give us a clear indication that price has a lot more upside potential, and then the next target will be this swing high. All right. So let's go down to the daily chart to see how price is moving there. So the daily chart, you can see that we have already closed above the swing high. Usually when you take external high, we would like to see price retrace back into a discounted BC and then move higher. So we have a discounted BC here, but I really do not want to see price correct this much. So my focus right now is on this order block that we have formed. And if we are truly bullish and if we want to continue with this bullish momentum and potentially take this high, I do not want price to close below this mean threshold of this order block. So I really want price, if it wants to correct, then just tap into this and then continue higher. That's the idea. Since it's Monday, we do not have a lot more data over the weekend, right? And that's the idea, that we primarily focus on the 4-hour chart to form trade ideas. And what we look into is the 6 a.m. candle as well as the 2 a.m. candle. I want to see how those candles close. So we can see that this was the swing high, a significant swing high, then we went down, the price moved sideways, and now we are moving higher. The 6 a.m. candle that you see, we saw a large push. We took this sell side liquidity, the buy side liquidity here, and now we are basically trying to either go higher or retrace into a fair value. So when we take external highs, which was this one, now the idea would be to come into an internal liquidity, and internal liquidity is basically your fair value gaps, right? Since we did move, we had a large move in the 6 a.m. candle, I was expecting some sort of retracement. And if the price is truly bullish, then I do not want the price to trade below the mean threshold of this 6 a.m. candle. But you can see that the price did dip significantly lower, right? So that is why that gave a clear indication that price is kind of reluctant to move higher at this point. So let's go down to the 15-minute chart. But just to give a summary here, right? After we saw this 2 a.m. candle, we saw the 6 a.m. candle. The 6 a.m. candle had a large push to the upside. We closed above this significant swing high, and that is why I do not expect price to continue higher. Now it can, but if it's truly bullish and if it really wants to go higher, then we want to see the mean threshold of this 6 a.m. candle to be respected, right? So let's go down to the 15-minute chart. Now it's Monday, so I'm not gonna look into the 15-minute chart. I'm going to go down to a 5-minute chart. So we are at a 5-minute chart here. Now you can see that this is the previous day high, which is Friday's high, and we have Friday's low marked here. So let's look at the times now. We have the 6 p.m. daily market open. We saw price move lower, price continued higher, we dipped lower here. This was right around like 10 p.m. and then we continued moving higher. So I want you to focus on this midnight open, because I usually, if there is a reversal that's gonna happen in the London session, typically it happens around like midnight to 4 a.m. That's what my experience has been. So we can see that from midnight all the way till 4, 5, it just continued moving higher. In that situation, what I typically do is the lowest point that we have, I mark the manipulation leg and I try to see where we can get like the max expansion. And you can see that this was our primary target, which is -2 to -2.5. It hit that. It closed significantly higher above the -2.5, which indicates that price is still going to move higher and potentially take this -4. Now once we have max expansion, I really want to see price reverse, but you can see that price continued moving higher. Now at 9:30 daily market, at New York market open, price moved higher. Since we already took the max expansion right before 9:30, I wanted the manipulation to happen to the upside and then continue lower. So I was waiting for that reversal to form. So you could see here, right at 10, we moved a little bit higher and then we had a significant drop. Now here is one of the most interesting things that happened, which gave me a trade idea. So if you look here in comparison to ES, you could see when price made a high, we made a high here as well. However, when we had a retracement to the downside, we did invert this 5-minute BC, which gave me a confirmation that we are potentially going to move lower. Here at that point we did not have any BC. You can see that there was a crack in correlation here. We did not have any BC at this point. And then when we started moving higher, you could see that the price started moving higher, much higher on the ES, and I was expecting an SMT to form because we had retraced pretty deeply on NQ. So my eyes were on this 5-minute CB. Right at 5-minute CB, you could see price tapped in and then we started moving lower. My trade confirmation happened right at this point. So this was a CB that you could see here, and that CB got inverted again. So it inverted here and then it got inverted again. At this point of time, I was confirmed, at least with the higher certainty, that price is going to move lower. So this was my trade idea. The idea was to sell a short sell right at the close of this candle. The stop loss would be at the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle open, and this is the next significant point, which is the 9:30 market open. So it was 1.85 risk to reward trade. Not significant, but still, like, this is the, and it's Monday, so you technically have to manage your expectations that way as well. So I was just hoping that we might actually get a rejection directly from the 9:30 market open, because these market opens, the 9:30, 8:30 when there is news, as well as the 10 a.m. 4-hour open, also the 6 p.m. daily market open, as well as midnight open, these areas are pretty sensitive, and you would see a lot of like rejection at these prices. Since it's Monday, I would really like to play it a bit safer. So this was my trade idea. It was just 1.85 RR, but you could see that it was pretty successful. So that was the only trade that I could see. I do not trade any PM sessions, so I did not check after that. But nonetheless, it was a good session. Now, going into tomorrow, I really want to see how price moves. So if the price really want to continue higher, then we could see tomorrow the price move higher, and our next target on the daily would be this high. However, if we look at the weekly chart, if we are truly bullish, then we would see that the price closes above the swing high. So I'm expecting much more higher prices, and I'm also expecting this week to close above this CB, validating a bullish price action. So that was all for today. Thanks a lot for joining, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.